Questions. Ask us your questions.
We'll show everybody today, if they're watching, this is our downspout from our friends at Fleece Performance. This is in remembrance of Downspout. That's him from Fleece.
Are we calling him Downspout now?
Yeah, it's in there. That's the name. We're also going to use this handy dandy Ford cover to announce that our newest line is Beans Diesel Performance. Look at that. We got some Beans stuff that's going up online. That should be launching later on today, hopefully. So glad to have Beans on the team. And yeah, that's it.
Hey, wait.
Hey,
what y'all talk about in training this morning?
Funny you should ask, Adam. So today in training, we talked about cabin chassis, how to identify a cabin chassis vehicle. And in case you're wondering, if you've got a flatbed truck and you don't know how to identify whether you've got a true cabin chassis or not, you can look at the VIN tag in your door and see if it says incomplete vehicle. If it says incomplete vehicle, then you have a true cabin chassis. That's what we talked about in training today.
What color cabin chassis?
All of them. All the colors, Adam.
I'm trying to see if Beans is up yet. If it is, I'm going to try to put a link.
It's not up yet.
Okay. I need to start doing this with my laptop. That way I can be a little more active in comments and give people links.
It is not up, but it probably will be by the end of the day today. When I walked upstairs to tell the nerds about Beans being ready to go, one of them was on the phone because he's a real estate mogul. He was probably kicking somebody out of one of his housing developments. Serving an eviction notice. And then there was one in the middle, and I don't know what he was doing. He was pushing around some pictures, which is what he does. And then the leader of them, he was leading. So I don't know. I'm sure it'll get done. Beans will be up. So you guys, if you're wanting any Beans parts, we're going to be your go-to guy. Is there a question?
There's a really good question. Colin Shane said, hey, ordered some stuff from you guys, and I got a sticker that said if I put it on, it will give me a guaranteed 5 extra horsepower. And Colin wants to know if that's dyno proven. And
that is actually a very good question.
It is dyno proven. Me and Wade actually dyno proved that. I'm going to roll with that. We actually did that on foot one time. We both slapped a sticker on our back, and we
3.5 horse.
Yeah, we backed a Ranger, Polaris Ranger, up to the dyno, so that we had something to hold on to, and we actually raced on the dyno to see who could put out more horsepower.
Now that 5 horsepower with the Thoroughbred sticker, that is at the crank and not at the wheels. So give and take, probably about 20% parasitic loss. So it's going to be about 3 3/4.
And it also depends on the wind reduction.
That's exactly right.
That day too. So give or take there.
Yeah, no problem. Don't sue us.
It adds 5 horsepower, give or take 5 horsepower.
That's exactly right. Which is convenient because the variance is plus or minus 5.
Don Pence, Wade, I'm thinking in the SEC East, it comes down to between the Cold and Gators, but I don't know what the Cold is. I'm assuming that's a typo, but I don't know what he was going for. But still think Kentucky can be a sleeper.
That's exactly right.
Oh, he was typing balls.
False. Yeah.
That's false. I forgot, Don.
So we've seen a bunch of different posts where some of the guys are thinking that Kentucky is going to finish ahead of Tennessee this year in the polls. Some of them are saying Tennessee ahead of Kentucky in the polls. Of course, you know what our vote is. We're going to take it Kentucky to win the East outright. No losses in the East, I don't think.
Kentucky's going to Kentucky. They're going to lose some stupid game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Probably going to drop one to Missouri. Yeah. The one that they shouldn't drop, they'll probably
do
drop
something stupid like lose to Eastern, and then they're going to beat Tennessee and Florida or something dumb like that. Who knows what they'll do? But that's Kentucky football for you. They're going to win a big game, and everybody's going to holy crap, Kentucky's good. And then they're going to turn around, they're going to lose to Eastern.
So South Carolina is probably going to be a improved team. How improved, I don't know. But we have to play South Carolina at South Carolina this year. That game really kind of bothers me.
Well, old dude proved that he can coach defense and he can recruit a defense. I mean, Florida's defense last year that was so amazing. That's Musgrave's guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Musgrove.
Florida's
Musgrove.
Whatever. Muschamp.
Oh, Will. Muschamp. Yeah.
Sorry. But Florida's going to Florida. I don't think Georgia is going to be nearly the team that they think that Georgia is going to be. I believe that's going to be. You think they're going to be tough? Okay, sorry about that. Tennessee doesn't have a proven quarterback this year, so I'm sure that there's going to be some struggles for them at the QB position. Hey, the East is up in the air. It really is. It could be anybody's. If Kentucky beats Florida at Florida, well, no, they play Florida here this year.
Yeah, we got Florida at home.
Yeah, if we beat Florida at home, the East is ours. I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn if we win another game.
Chad wants to know: do you have any blow-by fixes for second gens?
No. All right. No, seriously. Chad, if your canister is full, with residual oil, it's going to keep pushing oil out. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, because that canister is actually a filter as well. Take the canister down, go ahead and wash the filter out with a degreaser, get it good and clean, and put it back on the truck and see what that does for you. If it has genuine blow-by, i.e. you take the oil cap off of it and there is a considerable amount of blow-by, then you're probably going to want to attack it as a motor down situation, or, I say that if you can hold on till wintertime, pull it in the barn and rebuild it, then. Just depends on how many miles are on the truck or what happened to it to cause that too. So, relative to the engine's condition, I got all hyped up about talking about football, and now
yes.
No, they're not knocking. It's just idiots up front.
Rob, that's Rob Lebrun.
Rob, that's my neighbor,
buddy.
That's my chicken coop building, buddy.
Oh, that's what he said. Hey, heard you guys were doing construction electrical on the side. Is that true?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I am a
jack of all trades.
I'm a jack of all trades now. Thanks, Rob, for everything, all your help, man. Sorry about the chicken today. Rest in peace, Big Red.
We lost the chicken.
Rob lost the chicken today. He sure did. Yep.
Have you all ever gotten the chickens and the bunnies together?
No, I haven't. And Rob is actually the one that got the chicken. They found theirs on their farm, a white one and a red one. He thought something was wrong with the red, and turned out a couple days later it died. So that's what we say. Rest in peace, Big Red.
Backstory for those of you that don't watch this every weekend and miss: Wade is a rabbit farmer.
I am a rabbit farmer. My wife is actually a rabbit farmer.
He is the.
I'm just a feeder. I'm just a peon in the system.
You're the help.
I'm a helper. That's exactly right.
All right, let's get back to some questions. How much help does changing the Banjo bolts on a 7.3 make?
If you have a regulated return, it may help you with being able to equalize your inbound and outbound pressure, for lack of a better word. I don't think that it's going to make that big of a difference for you. Flow is what you're going to really increase more than anything, but it's not going to be a seat of the pants feel. I think that the Banjo bolt upgrade that you can do for them, it just helps you with regulated return. So.
All right, Jeff's got a long one here. Jeff Patmos, 2016 LML, lift pump, deletes, dual fuelers, 5-position tunes, got PPI tunes, downpipe. What could cause a brand new Stealth 64 turbo to explode? Defect, or may I have messed up something? Was driving under normal conditions, no additional loads, no rolling coal. It has coolant flowing and oil pumping as it pumps straight out the exhaust. That was really hard to read. Did you get that, or you want me to read it?
How many miles on the turbo is what we have to know. If it is leaking oil out of the exhaust, then you've probably more than likely got a bad rotating assembly, but that's not to say that there's something wrong with the turbo. We need to figure out what the original reason that you put a turbo on the truck for. If you had a previous turbo failure, then you bought a Stealth turbo, put another turbo on the truck without doing an oil analysis or figuring out what happened to your original turbo, more than likely that problem could have carried over into the turbo that you put on the truck this time. Hate to tell people that's just the nature of the beast, especially in turbo failures. Side note on that.
Brand new turbo, only 9,000 on the motor.
9,000 on the motor. Did he have a failure of the first turbo? No. Just drop in. Okay.
I doubt it at 9,000, but I'll wait and see what he says.
Pull the front cover off of the pull the intake off of it and grab the impeller wheel and see what your cartridge looks like, or what your cartridge feels like. Side to side, up and down, in and out. If you've got in and out play, that's where your oil's going.
It was just an upgrade.
It was just an upgrade.
Yeah, no failure, just an upgrade.
Pull it down. That's what you got to do now. You got to pull the front cover. You got to pull the intake tube off of it. Get to where you can get your finger in there and get to the impeller shaft and see what you're up against.
And if that doesn't do something, Jeff, just give us a call.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll work with you
absolutely.
to troubleshoot it out.
But good tip for you guys there. If you do have a turbo failure, you need to get the root cause of the failure before you go and put another turbo on it. Turbos are wearable items, but not in the sense of the word. There's turbos out there. If you change your oil consistently and take care of the truck, turbo's probably going to last the life of the truck. If you are going 50,000 miles between your oil changes, you're going to wear turbos out faster. If you have a turbo failure, don't look at it as just, hey, I had a turbo failure, it's going to happen, I want to upgrade your turbo. No, figure out what happened to the first turbo.
2015 6.7 Cummins EFI Live tunes from Ryan with tranny tunes and deletes. Question: my tranny won't hold the power. This is kind of jumbled in me. Tranny won't hold the power 68 RFE with my tune all the way up. So if I rebuild it with a higher horse kit, does it need any extra tuning? And what kit would you suggest for me? Will be installing it himself.
You could do it a couple different ways. You could do modified valve body that'll already have the modified separator plate in it. You could do an external module like an ATS Copilot that will raise your line pressure. If you're going to do a valve body upgrade, I would have the tuning to go along with it, or at least verify the tuning that has been given to you will be set up properly for a modified valve body, so you can take advantage of the correct line pressure that you're going to be needing for the truck. So with that being said, if you're able to do the external, if you don't want to do a tuning change and you want to do something like an ATS Copilot, which I don't know if the 16s are a form, I'm sorry if I misquoted there.
It's 15.
There's 15.
No, his truck is.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, 15. You just want to make sure that you got the line pressure there as you need. If the tune needs to be adjusted, if they set your tunes up for the stock valve body, I would definitely let them know what modifications that you do to the truck, to the transmission going forward.
Back to Jeff Padmos.
On the turbo.
Yeah, on the turbo. Said, moves all over the place. Shaft snapped completely. Just don't know what may have caused it. Turbo had 2,000 miles on it.
At that point, with that type of a failure, with the shaft breakage, it's going to have to go in for an analysis. And that's the good thing about Duramax Tuner. They have been doing turbos long enough in-house now that they have taught themselves everything that they need to know about diagnosing a turbo correctly. Hello, Elizabeth. You're on TV.
For real?
Yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Bye.
Bye.
That's the good thing about Duramax Tuner. They have actually taught themselves proper warranty and turbo diagnosis. Get the turbo off the truck. Those guys will get you taken care of, and they'll let you know. Especially if you've got a contamination issue or an oil restriction issue that caused the problem. They'll get you taken care of, man. If you need us to help facilitate it for you, please give us a call.
Josh wants to know, transmission cooling, would you do a custom double stack out in front or mount a double stack in the bed?
Depends on if you've got. I don't like the bed stack if for a guy that's using his truck, because all it takes is your old lady, throwing something in the back of the truck and you not knowing about it. And you go down the road and you slam on your brakes and the damn thing runs over your coolers and destroys the fans and everything. Not that anybody's old lady would do that. Mine would. So,
Get a grocery bag.
oh,
stuck
absolutely.
inside
She'd put a cinder block back there right now. I promise you. But that being said, front two, you need to be cognizant of keeping it clean and keeping anything out of it that's gonna screw up your flow. So, just watch what you're doing.
Nick says, I have 04.5 Dodge with the 48 RE, needed a new torque converter, got ATS and the flex plate. I have a shutter shift on 1 to 2 shift, Would a tuner help fix this, or should I get a new governor solenoid?
I would try the governor solenoid upgrade first. If you just did a converter as well, you could have. If you just did a converter right straight out of the gate, then I think that you would probably want to follow up even more with that. It's just as important is to do a valve body upgrade all the way around to be able to get the full benefit of the converter that you've done. Now, with that being said, again, Copilot would be something that ATS Copilot would be something that could help you right there. The governor solenoid upgrade is definitely going to be a very, very good upgrade for you. That would be something I would do. I would also look at, while you're there, go ahead and do a valve body upgrade on the truck.
What was Brian's truck doing when we did
The lockup is locking and unlocking.
That's right. Colin wants you to know you're on D&D.
Oh, is it time to call? It's time to call. Hey, Colin, Phyllis is on Park 7. So, hey, want to give us a call? 859-355-9002 if you've got any calls. And all the questions today are about automatic transmissions, which is not my strong suit. So, hey, call us and ask us something about injectors. Something I might be help you with. Sorry.
Don Pence. Wade, do you plan on covering cold weather maintenance in the next month or so? You
Yes.
Call that quick?
No. Yes, it's September, so
Go
there's going to be
ahead.
snow in somebody's country. Thoroughbreds this way. Can I help you?
Yeah, hi, this is Vince calling from Tony's Pizza.
Hey.
So your pizza's out for delivery, but we're having problems with your credit card.
It bounced again?
Okay, well, somebody placed an order 20 minutes ago, 3 medium cheese pizzas. They're coming for delivery. They're out right now.
All right, sweet. Send them on.
Well, I don't know, maybe somebody else in the house ordered it. I don't know. I just know the pizza's got to be paid for.
That's pretty good. Well done, whoever did that, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
All right. Let's see. Another Josh. Any advice on things to look out for when buying a used 2008 Dodge? 6.7 Cummins, manual transmission, 90,000 on it.
You want to look for head studs, see if the truck has been head studded and if there's been any other upgrades done to the truck. I mean, you really want to look the engine compartment over and look for upgrades. Really, no, nothing other than that. Front end parts, man, because you're going to need them. Even the newer models, Dodges are still going to wear out ball joints and tie rods. So
They really haven't ever gotten a solution for that. I wonder why they haven't tried to address that more.
they need to use Ford ball joints.
I guess. Alan, 05 LLY, Duramax Danville Turbo. Pros and cons of doing 60 over nozzles versus full injectors. Current injectors are in spec.
Current injectors are in spec, but they've still got quite a few miles on them. You can say that the balance rates may be perfect, but you could still be looking on borrowed time. By the time that you make the decision, okay, I'm going to do nozzles. I think my injectors are okay. I'm going to go ahead and slap nozzles on it. That's going to be you're going to be that much closer to a ball seat wearing out and pushing you over the edge. An LLY, it's got to have a considerable amount of miles on it. I would go ahead and do full injectors if you can afford it. And that's what it boils down to. If you cannot afford it, the good thing about an LLY is at least you can get the injectors out reasonably quick to get a change done on them. So it's really, man, it's going to be up to you. It's going to be up to you. If it was my truck, I would try to go for full injectors, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. That's it.
Kind of running out of questions today.
We're running out of questions. What time is it? 3:16.
It's 3:16.
Shit, we need another prank call.
I guess. Here we go. 2008 Dodge. This is Eric. 2008 Dodge 6.7. Would like to keep the VGT turbo, but would like a bigger turbo. Any recommendations?
The fleece drop-in kit is the way to go, hands down for sure. Drop in if you're wanting to keep the the VGTs and your stock pack and your stock exhaust brake. That's definitely the way to go. Is to do the fleece cheetah for sure. That's going to support you up to, I think, 650 horsepower was the claim on that. So I would definitely check out the Fleece Cheetah. We've got them there on the website. Usually a couple days lead time on the turbos. May have one on the shelf.
That's
if
another
we're lucky.
protocol, isn't it?
Probably. Thoroughbreds this way. Can I help you? It wouldn't take long.
All right. 0759.
As soon as we get done here, I'm gonna go let all their Jimmy's tires. I'm gonna take all the valve stems.
Take out the valve stems.
Yeah, I'll take the fucking valve stems right out of it. Watch him try to put valve stems in. Would you all believe that we've got a technician that's worked at this shop? I guarantee you take the valve stems out of his tires, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know what to do. He would not know what to do. Not a clue.
If I didn't have that little tool, I'd hate putting valve stems back in.
That's exactly right. Try that with a pair of needle nose pliers.
Yeah.
Prick.
0759 Cummins, this is Joey, has a goal of 600 horsepower, need a transmission, and have a 48 RE now. Thinking of a G56 swap. Is that you, Rand?
You can still do the 48 RE and make it bulletproof. Thoroughbreds this way can help you.
Yeah, I know this is a little off topic from what y'all with automatic transmissions, but I've got a 2016 Eco Diesel, and I want to know if y'all could, what would be the best way to get a little bit more fuel mileage without voiding the warranty?
Really, honestly, that's a good question. Everything that we offer, you would absolutely have to take off the truck before you took it back into the dealership to have anything done to it, for sure. That's step one. The thing with the Eco Diesels is to get to the, like for example, TS's Striker. TS's Striker right now hooks up at each individual injector. To get to the driver's side injectors is going to be probably a 30-minute, 45-minute process. So it's going to take you just a little while to do it. There is more tuning coming out for the Eco Diesels right now. Hopefully something released here in the next couple of weeks. I would wait on tuning. Once you have tuning, then it's going to be a whole lot easier for you to take the truck back to stock and take it into the dealership.
Okay. Yeah, I love my death. I went from a 06 Mega Cab to this, and I'm impressed with it so far.
Yeah. What kind of fuel mileage are you getting?
Well, when I had the stock rims and tires on it, I was averaging back and forth and down about 22 to 23.
Yeah.
And then interstate, I was getting 27 to 29.
That's about what we
And
get.
now I put a one size bigger set of tires, but they're all terrain and a different set of rims. And I've lost. I went down to about 19 to 20 in the city and about 25 to 27 on the interstate.
Yeah. Parasitic, that's probably about right. Honestly, that's what we're getting out of ours. Ours is 14, 15.
Those tires suck it
Yeah,
out. That sucks it out of it more than anything. The weight of the tires and then all the...
But you're really still in pretty good shape with what you're getting for...
Yeah.
I mean, because you didn't do that big of a tire. One size up, so you went to, what, 265s?
Yeah, 265,
Yeah.
55.
Yeah, 265, 55. So, yeah, you're really not in that bad a shape fuel mileage-wise. The motor is a good motor all the way around. I don't know. I didn't see this firsthand. I have heard tell that there's been big horsepower numbers pushed out on the stock bottom end, north of 800 horsepower. So remains to be seen. Once we get a little bit easier tuning in here, they really should shine.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll come out with some good stuff for it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just purchased it back in April, and we took a big trip to Florida with pulling our camper. We got a 27-foot travel trailer, and I've always pulled it with that mega cab. And I mean, like I said, I was thoroughly impressed. I mean, it did really well.
Yeah. Did you have you had the only thing that we have had go wrong with ours is we've already had one glow plug failure. That was it. That's the only thing that we've done. That's the only thing that we've done to it. Did learn something about them. You cannot 2-foot drive them. If you put it in drive and you've got a foot on the brake and a foot on the gas, it will go. The damn thing will go crazy.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. and we didn't know it either. But if you do that, it will definitely lock down. It'll throw all kinds of traction control lights and everything else. So no bueno. Yeah, no, ours has been a good one too.
Yeah, I've got 28,000 miles on mine so far, and like I said, no complaint.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Once we have something on the tuning, man, we'll have it there on the website, and we'd be glad to help you.
All right, thank you.
All right, good talking to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Shut her down. So,
I had a crap ton of questions.
you know, the 48RE is still not a. It is not a turbo, or it is not a transmission that you need to rip out of the daggone truck and go right into a standard shift. I understand your frustration. You can still make a good turbo out of it. Just go about it the right way. Converter, full upgrade kit.
Transmission.
Talk about transmission.
You
Full
said
upgrade
turbo.
kit. So again, sorry. Full upgrade kit. Replace all your clutches and steels inside the transmission, valve body, and upgrade your flex plate, and you're going to be fine. The 48s there's big power in a lot of different trucks that are running through 48s. So, gosh dog, I'm all tore up now. So, give me another one. Let's go. What time is it?
I'm going to start cherry picking now because there's some wild ones in here. Why are the 625 head studs so doggone expensive? Are they that much more superior to the 2000s?
You're going to get, if you are someone that is going to have the head off the truck several times, my suggestion is to go with 625s because you're going to get more tightening sequences out of those without the stretch. The ARP 2000s, you can totally put them in the truck. You can get a couple of tightening sequences out of them if you have to do a head gasket on it, just depending on what the conditions are, the running conditions of the truck. So don't sue me for this, but if you drive the truck normally, if you have another head gasket failure, even after you put the 2000s in, you're probably going to be able to get another tightening sequence on these without having too much stretch in them. But you always want to check that. If I'm a guy, competition guy, you're going to have the head off the truck several times. 625s for me all the time. If you're a daily driver, probably less than 700-800 horsepower, ARP 2000s I think are going to be a perfect option for you.
This is Conrad Sells Houses. That's his name.
That's his name. If he's local, I'm in the market for a house. So
Conrad.
yeah, and my buddy Rob, he is too. So reach out to us.
Piggyback from Alan's question, can you just have injectors rebuilt with new nozzles, or price-wise, is it about the same? And any recommendations for a twin turbo for a 2005 Cummins? I'm studded with a fast and basic bolt-ons, wondering about the one performance twin turbo that uses your stock turbo.
I'm gonna answer that question because it's gonna be a good one. That was Wes calling. Wes, you were almost on TV again. Very good question about the rebuilding the injectors. Let me give everybody kind of a little scope of what goes on with that. In fuel injection, and this is going to lend itself to pumps, injectors, anything that you can think of. By the time that you have something rebuilt, and you pay labor, test stand fees, and the components for the rebuild, you are probably going to be more cost effective for you to buy an exchange unit outright. Okay, that's because when we base the cost of something, let's say it's an 05 Dodge injector. Okay, those injectors, Bosch Ringmans, they're $350 a piece. Okay, $350 a piece with a $150 core. Now, let's say that you're going to want to send us in your injectors and you're going to want to have those built. Okay, here's the cost that you're going to be up against with that. You're going to be up against $150 an hour labor from most fuel shops, or less from some, higher from others. Don't everybody jump on the bandwagon and bash me on that. It's high. You're going to get a test stand fee. You're going to get the component fees. If the injectors have got a ton of miles on them, and you're going to need a few solenoids and control valves and 6 nozzles and so on and so forth, you're already going to be way past what an exchange unit is. Don't waste your time with a rebuild. If you want to have injectors sent in and have them checked, that's a completely different ball game. If you're going to do R&R, you have to understand with R&R or send them in for rebuild, you could definitely go over and above the cost of what an exchange injector is. Now, with us, if it goes that far with you, when we quote it out to you, we'll quote it out and say, hey, this is a wash. We need to do an exchange. But there's a lot of places that don't do that. They will totally take your injectors in, charge you $7,000 for an upgrade or to rebuild them, and then you get back to the house and realize you could have put a set in the truck for $3,500. So that's kind of just tips on R&R.
It's very rare that you save money
with
on
rebuild.
Yeah.
Very, very rare. Very rare.
I mean, that's the whole point of the
That's
exchange
exactly
unit
right.
is to speed up the
That's
R&R
right.
process.
That's
so.
exactly right. And put those on sale. So that being said, he was asking something about the Turbo kit. The Turbo.
He's wanting to dirt drag the truck and also use it for towing often.
The Turbo kit is a good kit. It's efficient. It's a quick install. It'll make a street monster for you, so you can run around and probably pick on about half the people in town. Terrible redneck terminology, but yeah, good kit. Great for towing too.
All right, we'll get Nick's question and then we'll end out with his. So, 04 Dodge, 04 and a half, 350K on it. I don't know the condition of my injectors. I'm getting 14 miles per gallon with a 4-inch exhaust intake, no tune. What size injectors?
Stock tires, and you're getting 14 miles a gallon? Oh, Adam.
That's what I was going to say too. I mean, that sounds like those are.
Okay. Did you?
Let me finish.
Okay,
No
sorry.
tune. What size injectors would you recommend for a good, efficient truck? Don't care too much about power, as hard as that is to say.
The mileage that you have on that truck, man, the first thing that I would suggest that you do is when you pull those injectors out, if you're going to do an injector upgrade, pull the injectors out and you do a compression test on the motor first off, right off the bat.
I've got more from this
Okay.
if you want me to read real quick. Box the truck used, use fuel additive, has a fast, leveling kit, and 33s.
Okay. So 33 is not that big of a
Not that
tire,
extreme.
but 14 miles to the gallon is definitely concerning. Step one, get the injectors out of the truck. You're going to want to do a compression test on the engine once you've got the injectors out of the truck, and make sure that you have got a good bottom end at that point. If you've got good compression on every cylinder, you can go forward with an injector upgrade. For a good efficient vehicle, if you're going to stay on stock CP3, I wouldn't suggest doing more than a 50 horsepower injector. A good light injector, just depending on what tuning that you have, is going to definitely keep you in the with good drivability, won't overwhelm your CP3, and is going to be an easy injector for a tuner to really dial in for you. So that's going to be my suggestion to you. But man, absolutely, before you spend the first penny on injectors, do a compression test on the engine.
I missed that. What tuner did you recommend on
I didn't recommend one. He said it was an 04. I didn't catch whether it was
No,
an
it's 04 and a half.
04 and a half. 04 and a half.
For what he's
Honestly,
saying.
probably Smarty. It really, if you want adjustability and if you're going to do injectors and you want a little bit of adjustability, go ahead and do Smarty, and that way you've got room to grow. That's it, man.
What was I going to say?
Oh, I don't know what
Do you
you're
know?
going to say, man. I'm sorry about all the automatic transmissions. I told you guys, man. Automatic transmissions. It's not me. I'll help you in any way I can. But if I gave anybody bad information today, then you can bet against the Cats this winter. So, all right.
That's playing your song.
Is this our outgoing? This is our outgoing song. All right. Well, that's out though. See you guys next
also
week.
because Glenn Campbell passed away.
Oh, and yes, that's right. Rest in peace to Glenn Campbell.
Yeah. And Chris Stapleton did an amazing cover of this song the other day too. If you haven't heard that.
All the good ones are going, boys. All right. Bye, Wade.